I am the master and ruler of the world. That's for Psycho Sid. Rest in peace to Psycho Sid. He passed away not too long ago today, so I wanted to come out and do a special tribute to Psycho Sid, talk about it for a little bit. I was going to do a bit where I was like, Bryan Danielson won the AEW World Championship, but I decided to talk about Psycho Sid for the first few moments of this video, and then I'm going to talk about the situation with Bo De-mayo. And there's been new developments in that story. I'll talk about that here in a minute, and more developments in why he got released. As you can see, I got my X-Men 97 shirt on. I really love the show, and I'm going to talk about, hopefully, the show doesn't get bad without Bo De-mayo, but hey. When you do stuff like that, you're a scumbag. But anyway, rest in peace to Psycho Sid. I've been a big fan of Sid ever since I was a kid. I loved Sid when he was Sid Vicious in WCW. I loved him when he was Sid Justice in WWF. I loved him when he was Psycho Sid in WWF, when he won the WWF Championship twice. And I also liked him when he went back to WCW and he did the whole Millennium Man thing. So I was a big fan of Sid. He was one of my childhood wrestlers that I was a fan of, and I'm really sad to hear he passed away. And well, he was only like, what, 60 something? So man, and I know a lot of people make a big deal. They all talk about, oh, his wrestling rate ain't great, and you know, some of his promos weren't the greatest, and he made a lot of mistakes on his freaking promos. But hey, doesn't matter. This guy was what epitomized the 80s and 90s wrestling, which was huge, larger-than-life characters in Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, Millennium Man Sid. He was one of those larger-than-life characters, no matter what you feel about his wrestling skills or what you feel about some of his promo skills. I really was a big fan. I mean, I really was a big fan of Sid, and I can't believe he's gone. And he never even got to get in the Hall of Fame. Now watch, next year, WrestleMania time, they start announcing Hall of Famers. They're going to put Sid in the Hall of Fame now that he passes away. Kind of like what they did with Vader when Vader passed away. And then they're like, oh, now we'll put him in the Hall of Fame. You never put Sid in the Hall of Fame, and you had him under a Legends deal and everything. So I don't get why you never put him in a freaking, in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. It's just crazy. Egos, I guess. But rest in peace, Sid. You will be missed, and he is one of my favorite wrestlers. So, you know, I lost one of my childhood heroes as a kid. Because, you know, Sid's always going to be the master and the ruler of the world. And he's one of the few guys that held the WCW and WWF Championship. Along with Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, you know, Ric Flair, Macho Man, the Giant. He held that title too. So yeah, rest in peace, Sid. Alright, now let's get to this whole Bo De-mayo thing, because right before X-Men 97 started earlier this year, Bo De-mayo was released from his obligations to run the show. No one knew why at the time, but now a lot of allegations are coming out. Now these are only allegations for right now, but it sounds like it might be a little legit, because like Marvel's made some announcements. There's my beautiful lovely wife in the background. Marvel and I think Disney have made some like statements and all that stuff about why Bo De-mayo was released from writing duties and as the showrunner of X-Men 97. And apparently, supposedly, he was supposed to be getting his writing credit taken away, but it's only his like producing credit or something like that. Something else is getting taken away, but I think they're keeping his writing credit. I think. I don't know. But, you know, he claimed they freaking fired him because he, you know, took a picture of himself naked wearing the Cyclops yellow straps from the animated series, but rumors, come from Marvel and all that stuff. It comes from some guy who has some reliable sources in that. Apparently, the thing is, what really happened is he was sending nude pictures of himself to fellow employees, like young men and all that, younger guys that work for Marvel on the X-Men 97 show. He also apparently groped an assistant and all that stuff. So now he also said they also took his thing down because he was writing on Twitter about the X-Men shows and like about the X-Men episodes, and supposedly he violated his contract not to talk about that on X. I mean, yeah, X. It's X now. These freaking flies, I tell you, flies are annoying. But on X, he was claiming that's why they took him down and took his writing credit. But
Guys, Psycho said had cancer.
Okay. But yeah, that was my fun. Knew I was doing this video when he came in here anyway. But anyway, Bo De-mayo was groping these young assistants, sending nude pictures to these young boys that didn't want it, or younger guys that worked there. And that's why he was fired. Now, he claims it's because supposedly they said he breached his contract by saying he didn't like, or something came out where they said he breached his contract because he wasn't supposed to say something about the X-Men 97 episodes that were coming up. And really, I don't know how that works because he really didn't say nothing. He just gave people homework assignments like, go watch this video, go watch this episode, this episode, this episode. That's your homework assignment for the week. Now, I didn't go back and watch them, and I don't follow this guy on X or whatever. I ain't even used my X in a while, so. When I first came on here, I had a Twitter/X now, but I don't use it anymore. I mainly stay on my Facebook page. But yeah, I guess he wasn't allowed to say nothing about the homework assignments, but I didn't watch any of the videos on any of the episodes he said anyway, because I already knew what was coming up in those episodes because I had already watched the whole show before 97 started. I started it, I think, like a couple months before 97 came out, and then I freaking finished it like right before the show started. So I already knew all the episodes. I already had the episodes refreshed in my mind and all that. But I just hope this new writer doesn't screw, because I think they're going to rewrite a few things. I just hope they don't screw up this whole freaking thing. What that guy did was, if it's true that he did this stuff, groping people and freaking sending new pictures of people even though they didn't want it, then he deserved to be fired. But, and he deserved to be released. Now, I just hope X-Men 97, this new writer, does not screw up everything he has set up for season 2. Because you know what? I've been waiting forever for Age of Apocalypse in an X-Men animation. And, Deadpool and Wolverine did not help matters when they had Age of Apocalypse Wolverine show up as a cameo in that movie. So I hope this don't screw up, because it seems like they're headed toward Age of Apocalypse. I mean, heck, even Apocalypse had a cape at the end of season 1 in that freaking post-credit scene. So I hope they don't screw it up. But then I'm thinking too, maybe they're just going to do the Age of Apocalypse the way they did it with the X-Men Legend 2 game, Rise of Apocalypse, where you get some characters from the Age of Apocalypse, but you don't get the full-on Age of Apocalypse. And I've heard people complain like, oh, we don't want that, the toys didn't sell, blah, blah, blah. Well, the reason why, because they did recently release, Marvel, Hasbro did recently release a few years ago an Age of Apocalypse wave, but at that time, we did not know there was going to be a new X-Men animated series coming. At that time, there was no true freaking adaptation on television of the Age of Apocalypse, so that's probably why those Age of Apocalypse X-Men figure, or Age of Apocalypse Marvel Legend X-Men figures did not sell, because we hadn't had an adaptation of Age of Apocalypse. We were supposed to get it in the movie, we didn't get it. We were supposed to get it in Wolverine and the X-Men. Wolverine and the X-Men got canceled. And now we might possibly get it with X-Men 97 if this new writer don't change things, you know. But like I said, if Bo De-mayo did all this stuff that they say he did, then he deserves to be fired, because no one should be freaking sitting there doing that and should have to deal with the stress of a guy sending on pictures of themselves when they don't want it, or being groped by this guy. And you know, dude, I think he's gay. Yeah, I think he's gay. And this was guys he was sending this to, younger guys, not no women or nothing like that. So, yeah, but if he's doing that, he deserves to be fired. I just hope this guy that's doing the show now doesn't have, one, don't have no baggage that Bo De-mayo had, and two, they also said he also was doing the stuff on The Witcher too, the show The Witcher, which is a very popular show. I mean, so many people love that show. I think it's on Netflix. But so he deserved to get fired if he did do the stuff they said he did. Sounds like he might be, because I've heard the guy that sources that he talked to, that usually that guy's sources is really reliable. So maybe he did. And if he did, he deserved to be fired. I just hope this guy does not change too much. That's running the show now. I hope he don't change too much. Let's keep everything the same. Just add your name as the writer, because that's what I just want to see an Age of Apocalypse, and then after that I want to see Onslaught in season 3. Now I think like Age of Apocalypse came after Onslaught, but I don't care. I'd rather see Age of Apocalypse first, then see the Onslaught saga. And I hear people complaining like, oh, I'm not going to watch season 2 because if it is going to be Age of Apocalypse, I don't want to watch that. And, you know, those comics in the 90s sucked and blah, 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 whatever. Cry me a river. I want to see Age of Apocalypse and X-Men 97. I want to see Onslaught and X-Men 97. They kind of teased it in Wolverine and the X-Men, and I think it was like episode 13 of Wolverine and the X-Men. So hopefully this new writer don't change too much. It's a shame that Bo De-mayo had to be a scumbag, because he did really good with season 1 of X-Men. Now there was a few episodes I didn't care for, like the Jubilee one, and the 2 Life Deaths weren't that great. But everything else on that show was pretty good. And I reviewed the show not too long ago. Also gotta say, today was a good day for me today, because I went out, I was getting ready to go to the gym. I thought I was going to have to use my flea market money for bus fare. As I'm walking through the parking lot of the furniture store that's up the street from me, I find a $1 bill. I'm like, well, heck, I could use this for my freaking bus fare. And then a couple minutes later, I find a $5 bill. I'm like, oh, heck, I could use this for my Nesquik protein powder shake. So after that, I then ended up going to catch the bus. I went to the gym. And then I'm thinking, man, you know, it'd be a great day if I didn't have to fight nobody for a freaking bench press machine day. And I didn't have to. I took advantage of it because I hogged that sucker up today, because I did incline and then I did decline for my chest. So I was very happy. I'm like, yes. And then I go to GameStop in the mall and I find Two-Face. I couldn't find Batman and Robin and freaking Riddler. Those were sold out, but they did have Two-Face, so if it's still there by the end of the week, I'm going to pick that sucker up. I'm going to get me a Two-Face. But, you know, when I went to my buddies at Game Over, they had sold out of Resident Evil 3. So I don't know if I'll be able to do a playthrough of Resident Evil 3 this year, so I might have to do it next year. But, yeah. Anyway, man, I cannot believe how much of a scumbag Bo De-mayo is. If he did this, that's disgusting. You know, people should not use their power to take advantage of people sexually in any kind of form of entertainment. I don't care who it is. Just like with Bryan Singer, he made a couple of good X-Men movies. I guess he made 3 good X-Men movies, and the rest weren't that great. But you know, he was also a pedophile and a low-life scumbag too. And it's a shame that all these people that get to do good X-Men stuff are usually scumbags and freaking lowlifes. So that sucks, but like I said, I just hope the writer doesn't change anything. I still want to see Age of Apocalypse, please. do it. Just do it! Oh, yeah. Everybody remembers that meme, probably. But anyway. It's crazy. Yeah, one more thing before I go. Actually, a couple more things before I go. But one more thing before I go, and I should have did it Friday. But I didn't realize when I did it a couple Fridays ago when I gave birthday shout out to my nephew Dylan and my mom and that. And I usually don't do birthday shout outs until until Friday and that. On the playthroughs. But I'm going to give a birthday shout out to my niece Adeline, whose birthday came up later last week. And I was going to give her a shout out. I completely freaking forgot because I got so annoyed by the Dracula game freaking Friday. If y'all saw my Dracula playthrough, I did a playthrough of Dracula. I got the Dracula twice, I think. I might have only got to him once, but I did get the Dracula, so... It was when he was in his normal form. It's Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is my favorite freaking Dracula movie. But, yeah. So, happy birthday to little Adeline. And, I guess I'll see her in a couple weeks, because I'm going to stop by and see my sister and that. But, this Wednesday there will not be no YouTube video, and the reason why there won't be a YouTube video this Thursday is because, or not Thursday, this Wednesday there won't be a YouTube video. There won't be a YouTube video Wednesday, but there will be one Thursday because me and Gene, I already talked to Gene. Actually, I'm going to call him Mean Gene the Butterbean. That's going to be his nickname on the video. We did the Cops versus G.I. Joe thing last year, so he's coming back. We're doing NFL picks. We're going to pick from division to division to division to see who's going to be the winners and see how right we are. But, so, Thursday, it will probably be right around 5 or 6. Because by the time I get done doing my ambassador thing and I'll go look at the Walmart out in Alexandria and all that. By the time I get done with all that, by the time I get to I'll also be working out at the Alexandria Planet Fitness. Which, I don't have to fight nobody for anything at those places. It's just this one out here in Florence. I have to fight to get something. Bum rush people. But, yeah. So no video Wednesday. We will have a special edition Thursday night football video where me and Gene pick every single division of the NFL. And last year our picks were kind of we had some of the same picks, but then we had some of the different picks. I'm even going to talk about why I think there's a quarterback that's washed and is being overrated right now when I get to my picks for the AFC East. That's a quick hint I can leave it. And then Friday, I'm going to get some cash by causing controversy because I'm going to be playing Manhunt. The first Manhunt. On the playthrough day. Now, Friday the 13th, I will not be doing a video because me and my family are going to Minnesota to see the Mall of America. So, I probably won't have a video Friday night because I won't be home. I'll be in Minnesota. But I'll probably do like some kind of thing whenever we go to the Mall of America. I'll freaking do a video there. Or do a short or something. But people love my shorts. Shorts videos that I do. But yeah. And anyway, I can't do Texas Chainsaw because apparently I left Game Pass and now I don't have access to play it no more. So I'm going to have to uninstall it on my new Xbox. So I'll probably just have a Friday the 13th game the week after. I can just compare the two Friday the 13th games. But anyway, that'll do it. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on my Facebook fan page, the Mr. Hornsby 83 Show. Follow my business page, Trigen Toys. I also have a page on, I think eBay. I got a page for Trigen Toys. I have to have my wife check it out. So if you got something that I'm interested in buying, get in contact with me, or go to my Trigen Toys page and send me a messenger message because I believe I put messenger on there, and let me know if you got something I'm interested in taking for my booth, for my store, because We probably won't be doing nothing the rest of this year, but early next year we'll be back out at the two flea market stops and then doing the longest yard sale again. Anyway, that'll do it. Like I said, please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and follow those pages. And next week I'll be back to horror Halloween topics and start the setup for my wrestling figure event I'm gonna do on Halloween night. So anyway, catch you guys later. Peace out. Let me know. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Sid, and let me know what you guys thought of Psycho Sid or Sid Vicious or whatever you know him as. And let me know what you think about this stuff with Bo De-mayo seeming like he's a scumbag. Let me know all that in the comments below. Catch you guys later. Peace out. Bryan Danielson is AEW World Champion.